Bijou. Se trouve sur Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Il a pas
trace
d'ordi,
of
ce
his
con.
co-workers.
Ah, trop con. J'ai redémarré le jeu, voilà pour... C'est quoi ces criminels là?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437? Hein?
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. Now, back to door number 437.
Ah non, par contre, non, ça va me faire chier.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Je le sens, le retournement de situation. Ah merde, 416.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Ça, je pouvais pas le faire.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Ah putain, il a pété un blond.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
Je viens de débloquer le trophée.
Stanley, nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
En fait, en gros, le trophée, c'était de cliquer. Ouais, j'ai bien compris, cliquer sur une porte. Alors, pour vous, ça veut rien du tout dire, ce jeu, en fait, genre, en gros, ça a l'air plutôt pourri. Honnêtement, comme ça...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes.
À la base, c'était un mode de, c'était une carte de Gmod à la base. C'est en fait, parce qu'il faut, alors ce qu'il faut comprendre de l'histoire du jeu, c'est que, en gros, en fait, elle a été développée avec Gmod.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
ce qui se passe, c'est qu'en gros, en fait, t'as genre de multiples
Stanley
fins.
had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
Narrateur
that it seemed
dialogue.
the office had begun so
Attendez.
far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten
Vous me gardez aux choses,
path
mais
that
je
it
vous
seemed the
assure,
office had begun
moi,
so far off
je
the
suis
beaten
comme
path
j'ai très froid
that it seemed
facilement,
the office had
et
begun
c'est pas drôle.
so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. Bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, I don't know what to do.
Pourquoi dans un jeu? Pourquoi?
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
D'accord.
Oh, no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Pourquoi je sens que ça va mettre Un métro critique.
Okay, I
Pourquoi?
think this
Pourquoi
will
je le
be
sens?
just the thing.
Est-ce que ça va, maître? Oh putain.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Putain, c'est trop bien.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh la blague, on est dans le premier, la première version de Stanley Parable. La version de Gmod. Ah, ça se voit plus que c'est le Gmod Engine. Bah, c'est le Hive, ouais, c'est le Valve Engine. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
C'est un chargement, c'est un faux chargement. Alors, faut juste comprendre un truc du jeu, c'est qu'en fait le jeu, il le bug brain. C'est un jeu bug brain où en fait le narrateur en fait, parle vraiment à la troisième personne, à la fois première personne.
It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle. Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fanbase rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
C'est un faux chargement, ça. Bah, ça, c'est un véritable chargement, mais en gros, ça fait ça. Photo.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Cofinette. Trop bien.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking
Stanley
about the
Parable.
past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Non, Stanley Parable.
The Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sold with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Audience au vent, The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable. Collector et édition. Oh, trop bien. Oh, c'est bien. Il y avait une édition collector de Stanley Parable.
Et acheter des armes exaucées dans le distributeur Arsenal de l'As pour bouger.
Zone, Sweet Zone.
Et rien dire. C'est-à-dire, on était à la console.
Écoute, le bon moment. Oh. C'est le premier dollar qu'ils ont gagné avec ça.
J'ai hâte. À 15
Putain, il y a les petites pochettes de Stanley Parable en 2013. Oh là 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 là.
T'arrêtes de jouer et après je te fais tes défis.
Stanley Parable démonstration. Oh misère, putain, qu'est-ce que c'est beau. Stanley Parable nominé au British Award, British Academy Award. Putain. Alors quoi? Alors, le nouveau jeu vidéo qui a été lancé aujourd'hui, les créateurs sont surpris down to earth, sous la terre. Alors Stanley Parable donne des deals dans les chevaux.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning
Fantasy Arcade, Addict. Oh là 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 là, putain, il y a vraiment plus de trucs.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them.
C'était Persona 5, Persona 3.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Personne de l'année. Oh putain, il y a les deux figurines des personnages qui sont visuellement. Ça, par contre, ça c'est les. Merde, ça c'est quand ils ont créé le jeu, il me semble.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable.
Putain, j'avais raison en plus, ouais, mais ils utilisent le genre le valve source et le high-five source. Parce que normalement c'est ça, ils ont utilisé.
I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
C'est ça le collector édition, t'avais une cravate, t'avais des disques, t'avais... Ah, mais c'était trop bien.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Ouais, bah le problème du jeu c'est qu'en fait, bah il a été pas... En fait, tout le monde pensait que l'extrait va être un jeu...
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customers, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about...
Ah, il parle plus. Faut peut-être appuyer sur le bout. Ah putain, ça fait mal aux oreilles.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their...
Ah. J'ai l'impression en fait, que le narrateur, en fait, c'est vraiment une propre conscience à elle-même.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Perfect. C'est rien pas de nouveau là? Oh si, il y a un trou avec un caillou. Un caillou marron. Oh, de la lumière. Mais t'es passé quoi juste? Ah, me dis pas que c'est ma faute que ça fait ça. Ah, c'est ce qui se passe quand tu passes un bouton passé. Ah, franchement, si ça pouvait faire ça... Ah, ça commence à petit à se dégrader. Ça fait de plus en plus peur par contre le jeu. Pourtant c'est un jeu pour... C'est un jeu pas pour les enfants je dirais, c'est vraiment à la moitié d'âge.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vas-y, vas-y.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
T'en as en fait, ça fait style Black Ops 2. Trop fort. Ah, c'est trop fort.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the...
J'ai l'impression en fait que, en gros... attends. Oh.
game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Ça, c'est mon personnage là.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on. Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your... God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But all right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Je vais de prendre les trucs importants, le seau. La figurine collectible et en fait... maintenant faut juste maintenant qu'on regarde cinématique. En fait, c'est une espèce de cinématique entre guillemets. En fait, putain, le narrateur qui s'écrit des nouveautés. Le jeu, en gros, en fait, la première fois, tu t'attends pas à ce genre de truc, tu t'attends pas en fait. Mais en fait, genre, dès que tu vois, en fait, dès que tu comprends et tu captes l'aura du jeu, tu t'attends à tout de même.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Et t'as le petit truc. Et en fait, t'as le trou sans fond, mais qui n'est pas sans fond. Ça, c'est trop drôle par contre.
Right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, c'est pire.
Stanley. This
T'as le
isn't a
bouton qui devrait
coherent
dire dans la
video
bande
game at
Stanley.
all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to
Et en gros,
anything.
en fait, leur faisait un truc, c'est qu'en fait,
I wanted more than
ça
anything to
dit
create a
Jim. Et en
sequel
fait,
that would
genre la
capture
blague,
all
en
the
fait,
magic of the
pour
first
faire,
game.
pour faire
I
comme
wanted
si, en fait,
fans
il y
to
a une
love it.
suite
No
de la
matter how good these
magnétique.
gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, il est plutôt pas mal l'écran. Et en fait, alors, disons juste, faut savoir un truc, c'est qu'en fait, il y a un deuxième personnage, un troisième personnage enfin, quatrième, qui est plutôt important dans l'histoire, mais plus dans le menu principal. C'est celui qui vous demande le réglage. En fait, c'est Tom, en fait, le bonhomme du réglage. En fait, lui, c'est quelqu'un. Alors, selon moi, c'est Jim. C'est le petit Jim. En fait, en gros, c'est le nom qu'il dit. Et en fait, ce qu'il faut savoir, c'est qu'en fait, le mec, je vous donne le nom Jim. En fait, ce mec, en fait, il vous pose la question, en fait, est-ce que c'est bien l'heure? Est-ce que vous vous en foutez un peu de tout? Parce que, en gros, en fait, même les réglages ne servent à rien dans le jeu, même l'heure sert à rien. C'est juste, en gros, en fait, pour passer plus de temps à réfléchir dans l'heure. Parce que le problème, c'est que, genre, en fait, ça se met, genre, comme dire, en après-midi, en américain, le truc, donc, en fait, si t'arrives pas à comprendre l'américain, que tu mets pas la sous-titre dans le jeu, t'es dans la merde, mais waouh! Et en gros, en fait, c'est ça, en fait, l'histoire. Et hop, là, logiquement, toutes les nouveautés du jeu a été ajoutées. Alors,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
oh, il y a un nouveau truc. Une petite barrière. Alors, non, faut comprendre un
No
truc.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Lui, par contre, lui, le bureau, là, par contre, c'est n'importe quoi. Le 432, bah, y a personne. Non.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
But
Putain, c'est pas possible. Bon, on va